50th anniversary of Title IX is coming up in 2022, which is only a couple weeks away, and I can't believe it. So thank you all for being here today. Coach Melissa Inoue of Fordham Softball, Coach Stephanie Gately of Fordham Basketball, and then Coach Rebecca Gronzal of Women's Rowing.
Yeah, again, I was during that time of when there was 90%, women coaches, and it's changed a lot, because back then I felt when I got my first head coaching job when I was at Richmond, I was 25 years old, and it was 1-year contracts, and all they cared about was the kids have a great experience, and there really wasn't the money invested to really hold you super accountable. But now, once the money became available, that's when you saw the changeover to men getting involved, because there was only so many men's jobs, and they felt, and I think that's where the frustration when women come is like, hey, where's the women getting the men's jobs,
Yeah.
I think that's where you see the doors starting to open in the NBA. Like I said, I've had 2 sons work in the NBA, and the youngest one is at the University of Richmond. But it's a sad time in the sense that women should be leading women, and my staff is all female. And I think that's important. I want my kids to have those type of role models. Not to say there's anything wrong with guys coaching. My whole family's boys. The dogs are boys. My husband's a boy. My kids are boys. 3 boys. So it's not that. It's just if I have an opportunity and it's equal, it's going to the woman. If the candidate's better, then it's going to the guy. It's just if it's equal, I'm always going to give the opportunity.
Gigi, I think what's neat is that all 3 of us, like you said, have different years of experience, but all 3 of us are from a different generation. And I know, looking back on my youth experience, back in Hawaii, I had all male coaches, and I had maybe a sprinkle of 1 or 2 females that were former collegiate players helping out. But I really didn't have a female head coach until I got to college, and I enjoyed my experience, and she's someone that I still talk to this day, and I'm very fortunate for my opportunity that she gave me to be a volunteer, and that's almost 20 years ago. And so, very much like Coach, I enjoyed my college experience, and I want to give that same, student athlete experience and that growth of a student athlete. Most influential time of a young woman is 18 to 22, and I really value that time in their development. And very much like Coach, I want to continue to hire women, just like I want to try to get a couple of our players continuing to coaching, because I want to see good female softball players continue to give back to the game. And I think what's tough is the reason why the percentage is down more is not only the money, but I think the work-life balance a lot for female head coaches is why they give it up and why they don't do it. It's very hard, I think, competitively, that it's shown to have a family. I think it's kind of almost like a negative at times. So that's why I think you've seen a little bit of a momentum shift, not only in opportunities, but in the financial, but really in the work-life balance. I think for a lot of women, they give that up because they prioritize family. I know for softball, that's why a lot of women have gotten out of coaching, is because of that work-life balance and them feeling guilty and all that. So, but that's why the percentage is probably about 42 to 47.
I think rowing's kind of interesting because it's been a funded sport since the 70s. And I think rowing's always been kind of male-dominated in terms of coaching. And if you look at the statistics, most assistant coaches are women, but most of the head coaches are men. And so that breakdown, there's a lot to look at that breakdown there. But for me, it's been really exciting because I have a lot of friends who are in the rowing community and who are coaching, and I think the coaching landscape in rowing is really starting to change. So I think you're seeing a lot more women come into coaching roles, and I think, what happened at Fordham, the old coach, he was here for 30 years and he retired, and I don't think that's uncommon, where you're seeing men that have been in these positions for a really long time, and you're seeing a lot of now young women kind of gunning for those positions. So I think in rowing, over the next few years, there's a lot of people retire, and COVID's maybe accelerated some of that, but seeing who different universities choose to fill those roles.